Maybe usuka abhemi. In a way that I will challenge you. Sometimes I do paint and awareness is strict, of which you can't roll and smoke. So a problem mapping suka ngabhemanga. Ikathule yona. Mangabe le chance and smoke. I can do better.
Nkululeko on Cultr.
Nkululeko on Cultr, hello and welcome to yet another episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for following and liking and commenting on the content as well. The 71,000 people who follow us or subscribe to this YouTube channel. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Of course, a favor that you can do this channel all the time when you're watching is that when you don't feel like commenting, just please leave a like or a subscribe. My next guest is Rasta, the artist. Waziwa kakhulu kweli loMzantsi Afrika njengomuntu othanda ukuzoba. U-I umntana mayithi uyazoba ke ukembona naxa kukho umuntu onabele uqaqaqa uba uba ngomnye wabantu abokuqala yokuqalathelana ke ukukhupha umzobo walomuntu uthe wanabela uqaqaqa. Namhlanje ke samaze ngcono wayenaye uba ingaba ulilo nyane na iRasta okanye ule Rasta ngokwenkangeleko. Thank you very much, man, for joining us. How are you feeling? You good?
Yeah, thanks so much for the invite.
Yeah, I was asking you that, are you really a Rastafari or it's just the aesthetic? You look like a Rastafari.
Yeah, I started with a look. Yeah, but I have I can't say 100%. Yeah, 50% of Rastafarism. I can say I'm deep into Rasta. Yeah, but other things I do follow.
Well, okay, yes. You have to explain that because what we understand about the lifestyle of Rastafari, it's very complex and it's also very beautiful. The culture and even the lifestyle or the religion, it entails a lot of different things. One of them, in my understanding, is that perhaps you don't eat meat when you are a Rastafari. So can you confirm or deny whether you eat meat?
Yeah, that's the question people do ask when they say which are a Rasta or what. I always say it's like any belief. Like when you're a Christian, someone will ask you, do you lie? Of which sometimes you do lie. We Christian, you understand?
Yeah.
So with my Rasta, I can say I go home sometimes for rituals and stuff, of which we have to phuza umqombothi, lislothe ikhawu. So izinto ezinjalo I have to follow amalokhuzenini ami, imvelaphanda yami, la khona ngilandela usiko lwamarasta. So I can say ukuthi whenever I go like kuma rituals emakhaya, I have to slaughter, then I eat meat.
Okay, you are a Rasta that slaughters. Okay. Yeah, looking forward to the judgment from your community because people judge a lot. What else that I'm thinking of that entails Rasta? Some of the Rastafaris are very, very extreme, if I may put it that way. Maybe they are following their religion to its logical conclusion, but some of them, they walk barefoot and they go to the mountains and they eat a raw vegan diet or vegetarian diet explicitly or exclusively, sorry. And then what else? Yeah, then they puff ganja as well. Do you puff?
Yes, I do smoke each and every day. Yeah, I think also it goes with my soul, because with Rastas, we know Rasta have a peace. So this religion also is ingenzele ukuthi lami ngihlale ngile peace, because abantu they don't want to see Rasta elilonaka elithanda ukulwa.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's working.
Yeah, well, the one thing that's positive, well, there's a lot of things that are positive about Rastafari culture, and I really like it actually because coming from where I come from, I mingled with a lot of Rastafaris.
Yes.
One of the things that I was always curious about is that the Rastafaris will tell you, Uti, angeke ubone umncwabo we Rasta. It's very rare that you find people burying a Rastafari.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so very rare. I think even in community yankona incane, if you can see community albinos,
Yes.
abantu bayasho ukuthi I haven't seen i-burial albino,
Yeah.
of which I understand ukuthi maybe community yabo is very small.
The chicken licking advert. I saw it last night as well, knowing that I'm going to speak to you. It's very. So they're playing on the idea that you cannot draw properly. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
You are supposed to draw a sketch of someone who committed a crime, and you draw a whole horrible drawing. But when they start giving you a chicken licking advert, one of my friends is shooting currently a chicken licking advert. Someone who's working for us at Itiski TV is shooting currently a chicken licking advert. When they start doing that and giving you a lot of money for doing that, you must know that you're very famous.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Like, do you believe that you are a celebrity?
Yes, I believe I'm a celebrity because whenever I go, like in a mall, even the taxifier that I was using, the driver was like, yeah, thank you for driving you. You understand? So, yeah, I'm a celebrity, I can say. Everyone is celebrating me, apart from every comment that is on my socials. Yeah, but when I go out, everyone, wow, Rasta, can I take a picture with you?
Yeah. And how did that chicken licking advert come about? What happened? Who called you and what did they say to you?
It was under a romance films. They called me. I think the content was for me because the other guy who Fats,
Yes, we all know him as Fats.
yeah, but auditionile wayithola any role against amanye ama-actors for that role. Police.
No, you could tell that they had you in mind.
Yeah.
Because the play on the idea was about a guy who cannot draw properly.
Yes.
And they had you in mind.
Yeah.
You're
Then
the
other
perfect
guys,
guy for that.
Yeah, to audition. So I was a perfect guy. I think really it came story sami sokuthi I can't draw, then bangifaka ngangena.
And Chicken Licking does epic, iconic advertisements. They're very funny.
Yeah.
They've been funny for the past 30 years or for the past 20 years. Since I was coming up in the 90s, you would see them doing Afro Soul, Soul Men adverts and all of those stuff. Even with Ujo Mafela, I think he had a stint doing those adverts. They have iconic advertisements. When you look at before you shot that advert and after you shot it, did you notice any difference in you? People noticing you more? You were already known, obviously.
Yes.
But did you notice any significant difference?
Yeah,
Or people talking to you about it?
I can say I got a lot of following, especially from abantwana besikolo. Yeah, from kids. They will notice me with TV and say, this is the guy who does a chicken licking advert. I think inkhuphulile in a way that even other production had to hire me after that. Yeah, I did a shoot Kubo Gomora. Yeah, after that advert. Even now I'm shooting a movie after that advert. So they call I can even act. You see. Yeah, I think inkhuphulile the way maybe ngifuna ngakhona in a sense ukuthi I was watching vela ama adverts Chicken Licking, wishing with one day maybe lamba zongithatha then bangithatha because ngaqala ukwabona from kubo Majo Mafela doing Chicken Licking, then other actors now they joined in. Those are very nice adverts. If you're shooting awards for those adverts, because we 30 award for Chicken Licking.
And so with are you finding that with the movie or the shooting opportunity that you're getting, they're asking you to be Rasta? Are you comfortable doing anything else? So for now, they're asking you to be who you are currently, which is Rasta, the artist.
Yes.
Seeing that you're saying that you're starting to like it, do you think you can act? Do you want to take it seriously? Could you go to classes and be a proper actor?
I don't think going to classes is going to take time for me because you want to acting like is anything that I do, because with my art, I always in public doing painting, people asking questions in front of cameras and stuff. So I think acting like when isingabuya kimi ingene ngaleyo ndlela, but not going to school. I think it's gonna take time. I can make it ukuthi ngibe ngishaya as a part time to
as a
add
hobby.
up. Yeah, to add up.
So in the movie that you're explaining, without giving us too many details, are you Rasta there or you are someone else in that movie?
I'm a Rasta.
Damn,
Yeah,
okay. So
because
that's
they
smart.
always take me as Rasta.
Rasta as you are,
Even
so-
my wardrobe, they don't change wardrobe. Yeah, I dress as I like. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You mentioned a bit about the comments part.
Yeah.
I think even myself, every time you draw someone, because I'm known for football. Every time you draw someone from football, whether it's Benny McCarthy, Mamkize, Arthur Zwane, I also make fun of you.
Yeah.
You just showed me Arthur Zwane artwork.
Yes.
When I saw it online, it looked different. Now that I see it as a canvas, it looks like him.
Yes.
Which is very strange. Like, I don't know why, but I would be honest and say some of them they look like a miss, and some of them they look like a hit as well. What's your attitude towards the comments? As you said, with some of the comments, people follow you, but every time they're mocking you on the comment section.
Yeah, my comments are so very hectic. Sometimes we won't even go out on the streets after reading the comments. That's why I've got a management team as well that take care of that section. In a way that I do read them in a way that I only pick constructive ones. Ngishiye lawo aphumele endleleni, because you read abantu bekuthuka lapho, abanye bethi sizokubona sikushaya estaradeni, abanye yabe kusabisa ngalezo ndlela eziningi. So I think futhi yo into engikhulisileyo leyana ukuthi ngibe humble, ngingalandeleli my fans in that way ukuthi after their comments then let me comment saying other things. I do respect them, their view yabo ukuthi whenever they say it's not right, okay, it's not right for you, but some will say it's all right. Because people sometimes they ask me, do you do this deliberately? My answer will be no, because I will be painting someone in front of the mourning family, of which I can't be painting someone else. So whenever it's posted there, you will see a negative comment, someone saying, ufana nobani. And what I've realized is whenever I paint maybe a soccer player, they will say, ufana nobani, another soccer player. Yeah. Whenever I paint a musician or an actor, bazongifananisa lenye actor or a musician, of which I've said, abantu basuke bedlala nje.
Yeah, sometimes I will be honest with you, because you're next to me. Sometimes you wonder, you're like, no man, this is not it. But then there's a doubt in my mind now, because last week I saw the Arthur Zwane thing. I was like, there's Arthur Zwane, and I was laughing online. But now I saw it in real life. I'm like, no, this is good actually. Like, it is actually him. Yeah. Well, so I don't know. I can't explain how I could see the same thing and feel two different ways about it. I don't understand that.
Because abantu sometimes they get confused with other comments. When ungazibhekela ngokwakho, you comment ngendlela yakho, but if you look at a painting, then you read to the comments, then you relate those comments to my painting. Lawe sunga comment and say, yeah, that's not Arthur's one, but kunguyo Arthur's one.
Yeah. Interestingly, I'm gonna show people the Arthur's one thing that I'm talking about, so that it doesn't look like I'm sucking up to you.
Yeah.
I'm baffled because I laughed at it last time around, but this looks accurate. Let me show people now.
Yeah.
There you go. This is it. Like, okay, there you go. That's one. You give us your verdict on the comment section. What does it really look like?
Yeah, because sometimes with the painting, if you know Arthur's one during the times even the afro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cornrows and stuff.
Yeah, every time those hairstyles is a afro and uyaqina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can paint that picture now, people from now who didn't know who Arthur's one before, you will say, no, this is not Arthur's one. Sometimes I'm paintings army anjalo, I will just pick maybe the recent picture so that people will relate with the painting.
Have you done Connie Ferguson?
Yes, I've did.
Because I remember that the Connie Ferguson one. Let me just check it online. The Connie Ferguson one. People, you see, even you are laughing.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the comments.
You see, even you're laughing at the comments, so you know that there's something about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Khaukhelo is gonna put some of the pictures to the viewing audience.
Yeah.
You see, she looks like she's hiding herself. Okay, I don't know what is true and what isn't true, but I'm gonna show you the image that you see.
Yeah.
This picture. This doesn't look like her. Why are you laughing? It doesn't look like her.
Oh, Connie.
Okay, let me ask you an objective question.
Yeah.
Are you happy with what you drew here?
Yes, I'm 100% happy. I've got this painting in studio, Sam.
Yeah.
Even now, yeah.
Do you understand why people are laughing at this picture?
I think the way evaling akhona ubuso and the way engangimpainta ngakhona, because sometimes my painting, maybe I can say ukuthi azobe ele that thing of a capture umuntu the way angakhona. People, they will ask ukuthi why you paint ubani kahle and then ubani akakubi. Yeah. Sometimes my paintings will go with umdladla engisuke ngibe nawo ngaleso sikhathi.
It has nothing to do with the ganja.
Nothing to do with the ganja. Because people will say ukuthi maybe usuka abhemile. In a way that I will challenge you. Sometimes I do paint and awareness is strict, of which you can't roll and smoke. So a problem mapping suka ngabhemanga. Ikathule yona. Mapping suka ngabhemanga. Yeah, so you got to mangabe a chance and smoke. I can do better.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. So, but predominantly so I take that as a joke. But do you predominantly do it when you're under the influence, like when you've smoked? Sorry to put it that way. Majority of the time, you do your artwork when you smoke. Maupemile or maungapemang?
Because it's my daily routine.
Yes.
Before, yeah, because I harm myself even when I smoke. I don't smoke like ngibe high in that way. Yeah, ngihambisana lami ukuthi ingehlise phansi because we understand everything and like what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your relationship with art and your artwork, and when did it start? What does it do even for you, Linda? Like, what's your relationship with it? How do you look at it?
Painting when I was at school, primary level, I used to sketch everyone at school. With my sketches, I used to sell a break 5 cents. My community at class, teachers will come to me and say, can you do charts for us, posters for us? So ngakhula nayo kanjalo art. I think it's even worse. It's a calling now because each and every day I paint. A day without painting, yeah.
So for you find it therapeutic. You have that relationship with it. It's like therapy. It's like a religion for you.
Yes, it helps me sometimes in a way that ngihlala ngizithobile with my artworks, because most of the times I spend is in my studio. Yeah, from there I travel with my works. Painting, I couldn't come here empty. So everywhere where I go, I have to produce my painting. Yeah, I think it's every day I have to paint, and it goes with me in a way.
Yeah, and I asked you this before we started recording. When you draw Abo Mamkize, when you draw even perhaps family Muntu Shona Ferguson, I don't know if you've done him, Shona Ferguson or Utejan, or even Abo Penny McCarthy. What's your intention in terms of handing it over to them? Do you draw it? I mean, others on you still have them. So, sorry, the curiosity will be that, are you drawing it so that you can have it on display on your studio, or umnikeza umuntu ukuthi okay, here's your painting, I drew you. What happens to the majority of your paintings?
Majority of my paintings I give to the family, especially I paint from Guma memorials, funerals, of which at the end I will give to the family. Sometimes I do 2 paintings, of which one I keep for later exhibitions. Yeah, so like Ababom Kize or Abopeni Makati, that's a way of marketing myself in that way. Okay, yeah, I can paint someone who's still alive and say, wow, that's me, thank you so much. Yeah, even if there's no prize, because you can't paint someone without DNA, then you go to him and say 20,000 rand. So I do paint in a way that I'm celebrating, especially a painter ahambisane le story ukuthi okay, Mam Kize, she's a powerhouse now on a team eku league yethu eMzansi.
Yeah.
So ngampainter in that way ukuthi halala mbokodo, yeah, upeni makati kuthatha imazulu ayifake on top, ngampainter in that way ukuthi ngiyabe ngimcelebrate lami ngakhona.
With those 2 specific cases, asikhulume ngobheni uhlangene naye, wathini kuwe, uhlangene kanjani naye, and noMam Kize as well?
Ubheni ngahlangana naye eDurban, ngaya straight eDurban with a painting, ileki mayise siyaphela, and ngamthola kuma dressing rooms, like he was like scared ukuthi Rasta painting me, because abantu bangazi ngibapainta sebeshonile, maybe I will die soon or whatsoever. Kumthatha almost isikhathi ukuthi ephume from the dressing rooms and meet me, yabo. But he was happy about the painting, of which sagcina singasamphanga in a way that it was to be framed. Yeah, so I take it back, frame it nicely. From there, was shift to Penny from Imazulu. Then he went overseas. So I still have that painting.
So that was a token of good luck. You gave him all the luck to be at Manchester United.
Yeah. Same with Umam Kize. Umam Kize ngahamba ngaye eDurban, Chatsworth. Then from them, what is too big, because ngihamba ngejet. Then I will meet you in Joburg. Then you come to my offices in Joburg and give it to me. So angipha inamba PA yakhe, of which communicator naye until now. Okay, I will call you. Yeah, for that. So, but I'm happy with that, because my paintings, they're still in my studio for exhibitions. I do my exhibitions each and every maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's incredible. And do you have any specific story that stands out about anyone who looked at the painting and they said, "This is not me"? Or someone who was like, besides the comments, the person, whether it was a memorial or a funeral, or someone who's still alive, who gave you like maybe an attitude that was like, damn, okay, I was trying to celebrate you, and maybe it made you feel a certain way?
Sorry to pinpoint if family, I think it was sister or the late Mshoza.
Umshoza?
Yeah.
Oh, if family yakona.
I painted Mshoza, then sister ngathola inamba yakhe from someone, ngizama ukumreach out for the painting of it. I know we are just fine. I-painting asiyidingi, like really ngamangala lami, because everyone was like, hayi ngumshoza muhle, yabo. So sometimes abanye baba attacked with those comments and receiving a painting from uRasta ukuthi uyamthemba uRasta. No, angimthembi, yabo, isuka ilapho, because ama comments sometimes ayabulala phinda angikhuphule, because the second day after ama comments my read like, you didn't paint ubani kahle, angithola ama clients, yabo. So after ama comments engasho ukuthi hey, this time umenze kahle, I'll get some people who say ukuthi Rasta, I need a painting.
And usister Kamshoza, like that, when she declined to accept the painting, what did it make you feel? How did it make you feel?
Just like the comments I read, is one of my fans, for sure. So noma eyalile ngathi okay, well, ifamily yakhe maybe usaselali yanto ukhala
You're still
usasesibuhlungwini.
grieving.
Yeah, I can't say ngimforced ukuthi that's Mshoza ukhule naye uyamazi ngusisi wakhe in that note. Yeah, but sengihlangane labo abantu again ukuthi babe bekhala ngokuthi painting is not it, but uthole family, especially the kids, sometimes being painter, the late Flabber,
Yes, sir.
umntanakhe omncane wabuya ku-painting wathi that's my daddy. I painted Dorothy Masuga, abantwana grand, they came to me and said that's my grandmother. But when you read the comments, people say no, akusungui.
Yeah. You very well, it's a combination of being fortunate and also hard work as well. That you can be able to go into the dressing room, Yamazulu, that you have access to. Of course, you work hard to go to Durban, and go and present yourself there, and show the people what you have for them, which is very impressive, of course. How do you get that access? Like, is it because of the fame that people give you a number, Gaban? How do you even get the number in the first place?
I think it's the firm because sometimes I'll go to a stadium with a painting like Ega Atuzon, Ega my brother, singing a number manje. Yeah, you understand? Because people maybe from technical staff will come to me and say, Rasta, we can forward you a number ga Atuzon because this is nice. Ungamithana la imepumnikeza. So that's where I get my contacts from. I think futhi nefemu whenever I go somewhere noma event kade ukubhadalwa khona gcina sengizithola sengihleli ku VIP straight away. Hayi kuno Rasta la akangene VIP straight. Yeah, without check out do you have a ticket or what. Yeah, I think
Yeah, let's talk about your, as we wrap up the conversation, let's talk about where you come from. You told me that you are a combination of Mozambique and Zimbabwe. And then how does it eventually land in South Africa, the journey of yours?
Born from Mozambican father, lo mama is from Zimbabwe. And I've got my grandmother from Botswana. Because Zimbabwe la kuhlala khona umama, it's in Plumtree border post here Botswana. So the other families in Botswana. Igama elithi Levani is from Karanga, Botswana language. Mina ukuthi khulumani. That's why abantu behlala bekhuluma.
Sure.
So Leo combination, I think futhi yengenze ngaba so I'm so very unique in a way ukuthi people will be guessing ukuthi are you Ndebele, are you a Shona, are you what tribe or language do you speak? In a way ukuthi mina ubaba wase Mozambique ulindawo, then umama is from Plumtree Zimnyama ungumndebele.
Yeah. And eventually where would you pinpoint as a place for you in South Africa as Uguti Ngingowaguphi, like as a place that the first place you landed in South Africa and had your primary school or your schooling in South Africa?
I came to South Africa like that was 96 after get the school or 94, 95 ngai Botswana, then 96 ngazala eGoli.
Oh, okay.
Up to that time ngilana I think vele sengi le family this side as well. Yeah, South Africa like sengibona like it's my country, sengayifaka even number 3 after Zimbabwe, Mozambique,
Botswana, and South Africa as well.
South Africa.
And do you have any kids?
Yes, I've got 2 daughters.
In predominantly which language do they speak?
They speak. This is Zulu, Johannesburg Zulu. Let's mix up. Yeah, because our community, they mix yabantu vele from all countries.
Yeah.
So you find ukuthi labos bathathela isindebeleni engisikhulumayo, then they mix with the Zulu.
Yeah, and what happened that made you think that okay, this thing your art is going somewhere? When was the first time you realized, well, damn, people start to know me and this is going somewhere I'm going somewhere with this art?
I started with these rallies way back. Bengilokuya kuma rallies like afana labo June 16,
yeah,
Women's Day. whereby I will be carrying a painting like Women's Day. You paint about the late Charlotte Maxwell, Lillian Ngoyi,
Yeah.
that famous painting yabo Mama Bese Union Building. June 16, being painter Hector Peterson, that famous painting as well. So people will see, Rasta, this is Lillian Ngoyi, this is Ubani Bani. So ngayibona le gap ukuthi, okay, let me use this as well. Paint abantu asebengasekhoyo. Yeah, because I started even like as early as 2001, 2. I painted the late Brenda Fassie, of which ngaphuma kuma newspaper without igama Rasta. People just say a man was painting outside a funeral. So bengithola a lot of abantu bebuya, wow, this is nice. This is nice. I've got a picture also for Kokwamo Shonayo, can you paint? So ngase ngayithatha ngayifaka ukuthi, okay, let me paint those paintings ngoba bazowa treasure vele abantu for their late, for generation to see.
Yeah, all right. Last one. What do you want? You spoke about the movies and maybe just getting into it. You are happy that people are inviting you as Rasta, doing their films or whatever they're doing on television. What do you want to do long term? I think for the past 20 years you've been painting, and look at where it got you now. Do you have anything else that you're perhaps thinking, what do you want to do? You want to go international with the painting?
Yeah, I just want to go international with the painting because ngibele invite like later this year going internationally with my painting for exhibition. There's another guy who bought my work, got Donald Trump lofazi wakhe uthenge 2 paintings. So nguye la ongifakele invite that side. Yeah, I think with the art I'll stay as an artist more of like swing and go to acting and stuff. Yeah, ngizobe ngiyenza like as part-time when they call me. Because sengiwayenzile vele amaningi even in Deep City bebe ngibizile lapho ngiyenza ama paintings like a car wash la kuma public spaces abo, of which I painted Brenda Fassie, HHP, Umandoza, big mural painting. So I think futhi ku acting bazongibiza kuleyo sigaba sokuthi I'll be doing ama paintings as a backdrop. I did futhi a painting ku Black Door. Yeah. So I think with my art also is gonna izobe ngihamba layo kuma films and stuff doing my background.
Are you unemployed?
Yeah, I'm self-employed.
Okay. You're not unemployed.
Yeah, I'm self-employed.
So, sikhona simba ku painting. You can eat from painting, from art, basically.
Because the art is so very hard to get customers, because every artist always cry, where can I get? There are good artists out there, abasogolayo, abangatholiyo, ama clients to paint. So I think I'm fortunate in that way. I'm well known as an artist. Someone who's having a birthday can invite me. I paint for your birthday. Then whenever I'm there with a painting, abantu bazojabula in that way. So ngiyibona ukuthi it's a chance for my paintings to sell ukuthi ngoba ngiyaziwa. But for other artists kuba nzima ngoba they only look for amagama amakhulu, just like music. If ungayaziwa, no one will listen to your music, but noma ungabhimba usuyaziwa, everyone will say I like your music kabani. Yeah, so yeah, art is working out for me very, 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 very. Angilambi shem.
Rasta the artist, masibulele ndo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, waka kakhulu.
There you go. Sibulele nakunika abantu babukeleyo. It was not intended to be a long form episode, just a short one. To get to know Rasta a little bit better. I'm sure you would have seen him in other episodes at other channels or in television. We respect the idea that you use your data to watch this or listen to this, so we're not going to bore you with things that you would have heard before. We kept it short. I think it was fun. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for watching us.